The following podcast may contain discussions supported by science that may be considered dangerous to some listeners and conspiracy theorists. Discretion is advised.
The Three Down Greencast is brought to you by Lucky Bastard Distillers, Saskatchewan's premier distillery, and by the Pile of Bones Brewing Company, brewed in the heart of Regina. Welcome to the Three Down Greencast. You are listening to the internet's only John Says He's Gonna Golf podcast. I am Joel Gasson with John Fraser, as usual. Plenty to get to as the Saskatchewan Roughriders got back into their sort of winning ways as they beat the Ottawa Red Blacks last week 27-22 at TD Place in Ottawa. We'll talk about that game. We will talk about that game from a Trevor Harris perspective, and then we'll also look a little bit ahead to the Hamilton Ticats this Sunday at Mosaic Stadium, as not a thing we always do, but we do have an announcement to make. Due to John deciding that he wants to spend time with his family out of the province, and show a total lack of commitment to this podcast that does not pay him a dime, that we will not be recording an episode next week.
Whoa.
Because it does work out because it is the Rider bye week.
Hang on, though, Gas.
What?
You are also occupied with seeing your family this week, which is why
Only
we're not getting
on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I
could have recorded Monday through Thursday. You chose to leave on Sunday morning before the game even kicks off. So
that's fair. But I said, I'm like, hey, we're going away. We should maybe bring the quality of the episode up. I mean, you could just get Joe back on and just ramble on about the Stadnik again. Or, let's face it, we get Dan Plaster on here and he actually says smart things about football, which...
Well, here's a funny story about that. When I was at the CBC last week for my hit with Adam Hunter in the morning edition, Dan Plaster was filling in reading the news that morning.
Oh, that's funny.
So the three of us, me, Adam Hunter, and Dan Plaster, were all in the room at once, and I was like, well, we'll be telling a story one day about how CBC Saskatchewan lost its license because us three idiots were in the room. I didn't say that on air, obviously, but...
But it's like, if you've got two guys that have been on this podcast in one room I could see Pierre Polyev in his Homer Simpson-ass outfit being like, whoa! And the CBC allows woke podcasters from their terrible podcasts onto the news. So
yes.
might have led to
Adam Hunter's life for CBC obviously very much fits the mold in a lot of ways. But yeah, just me and one Dan Plaster in the same room at the same time at the CBC is a thing I don't think we ever expected when we first met in 2012.
No. And as a guy that first met both of you in 2012, did not expect that either.
No, certainly a plot twist.
Yeah.
A plot twist also is that, yes, because of his lack of commitment to this podcast next week, John has also, in fact, made a commitment, so he says, to this year's Stadnik Invitational, the official golf thingy, because, yes, we know, we talked about it with Joe, you can golf anytime, any kind of golf, anywhere you want in the world, and you can make donations that way. Please continue to do so. We see the donations continue to roll in. Some people are already sponsoring some people, which is great. But sort of the heart of the event is still the actual golf thingy that happens in Regina every year. This year is on Labor Day weekend, the day before the Riders play the Bombers. And should be good times. And for once, though there's still a long ways to go, so I'll believe it still when I see it. When I roll up to that golf club on Saturday morning, when I see Jonathan Q. Fraser there, is when I'll actually believe it happens.
Well,
wait, you're coming down Friday. The last time you came up, you actually left Saskatoon Saturday morning at 5 a.m.
Because it's just logistically, it's funny. I have to drive an hour past the golf course to get to your house.
Yeah.
Where I stay, and it's like, well, why don't I just meet you at the golf course? But no, the kids are older. It makes more sense. I confirmed this with Dave, and as an expert negotiator that I am, I can tell you what sealed the deal for Lacey and my family to be without me for a Friday night and a Saturday night of Labor Day long weekend. I have successfully acquired more cookies from Dave.
That's actually a pretty low price, surprisingly. Yeah. No offense to the cookies, but I mean, Lacey could have held out for a lot more.
No, I'm sure she will. I've been like, hey, take a girls' weekend, do what you need to do, considering that September...
You're gone the entire month doing golf.
Yeah, you and I are golfing together for a week in BC with several other friends, and I'm taking the Saturday of Labor Day weekend to also golf with you and some friends. So Dave's cookies are that good.
That's saying something.
So, yeah, I know. So Dave was up the other day, and I said, well, I think, too, that like, all jokes aside, it going from, like, kind of just a boozy weekend with a bunch of us and donating, like, $50 to CFL Fans Fight Cancer to this massive thing it's become kind of changes the attitude for everybody, too. So, but,
it's not gonna be, for us, it's not going to be a sober event. We're not going to be, like, drunk by any stretch of the imagination. Not at the tournament, at least.
No. And
we'll
the
see
dinner
how
after
Bryce's pours are later in the day again. But
oh my God, he's already talking about it. He's already talking about it. I texted Bryce from Lucky Bastard today because I'm leaving for Ontario on Sunday, and I'm like, well, I should get my bottle of gin and have some of that before I leave on Sunday. And Bryce is already like, yep, can't wait to see you in September. I know we're all hanging out at Joel's, but I'm pouring the drinks, and I'm going, okay. Just make sure your air conditioner is working, Gasson, because your bathroom upstairs, the floor is surprisingly comfy.
Hey, we have a basement bathroom now. The floor is going to be even colder for you.
Well, shit, that's where I'm going to take a nap this year.
Well, and this couch that I'm on down here is relatively comfortable, and it's not a fold-out couch, but it has, like, the things that extend out, and you can put the pillows in. I think you'll sleep a lot better down here than you will in that room upstairs because it'll be actually, like, cold down here.
That's fair, and I am a sweaty man. And actually, I just got my air conditioner fixed yesterday, and it's been a complete game changer around here.
I can imagine, yeah. It's important, you know.
Yeah. Especially for large, hairy, sweaty dudes.
One thing that I'm debating whether we should do the weekend of the Statnik, and we've yet to talk about this, which is very off-brand for us.
Yes, very much so.
Is the sub dog. Because I started seeing these things online, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cute. Whatever, Subway selling hot dogs now. But now I'm seeing advertisements for it everywhere, especially during sports. And I'm torn about how I feel about it. Because
I feel like it has potential.
I think it does to a degree. Like it's pretty hard to make like a bad hot dog.
Mm-mm.
Like even the really bad concession ones that are very poorly cooked are still fine. You know,
it's a hot dog.
$12 for like one of those little wieners, you know. But yeah, this is obviously a longer hot dog. Inside,
and I mean, I'm in touch with little wieners, so
yeah, we know. Inside, what I believe is like their bread, basically.
So they're cake bread.
They're cake bread, and then you put whatever you want on it. The only thing that I find disturbing is in some of the advertising, they're putting the lettuce in it, and I'm like, okay, forget. Let's put aside the obvious issue with Subway lettuce that we've discussed ad nauseum on this program. Who puts lettuce on a hot dog?
That is absolute sicko behavior, and not like fun sicko.
Even like fresh out of your garden, purely great lettuce that you know you've cultivated. There's nothing wrong with it. You've washed it really well. I still wouldn't put it on a hot dog.
I've eaten a lot of wieners in my life.
Yeah.
You can clip that. I love a hot dog. I'm sorry. I absolutely love hot dogs. Yeah. And I've tried some experimental shit on there. I've tried, I mean, obviously onions, jalapenos. I've tried like potato chips on there, sauerkraut, but I've never once in my life ever considered to put lettuce on there.
No.
And it's funny. I think I
wouldn't even do like a lettuce wrap hot dog. Like there's no point. I'll just eat the hot dog without a bun then.
Exactly. Like if you're getting rid of carbs, just eat the dog with some mustard. Always mustard, not ketchup. So, but it's funny. I think why people are doing it is I wanted to see if this was a thing here in Saskatoon once the sub dog was brought to my attention. And I went to order one. I haven't had it yet, but I just went to see if I could order one. And by default, like their subs, it puts lettuce on it. So I feel like people are just going...
Well, I haven't actually seen it out in the wild yet, so I've never seen anyone actually eat it. It's just in like some of the promotional materials that are including lettuce, I assume, because they're Subway.
Right. Now, I'm thinking that I
need to try this. Like that must be somewhere. That must be in their like when you get the employee guide, and you get like all the stuff when you join the company, and you get like the mission statement and all that sort of stuff. Their mission statement says, "We want to give you the shits. Have our lettuce.
Have the lettuce.
Even on your hot dog, have our lettuce."
Oh my god! And it's funny because every time I get Max likes a pizza sub from Subway.
Perfectly fine sub, yeah.
Right. Again,
because you're not going to put lettuce on that. No, only
they always ask. They ask every time.
You don't put lettuce on a hot sub, no matter where it's from. You don't put lettuce on a hot sub. There's no point.
It just decays it even further. Which again, knowing the logistics of why the sub gives you the poops, the lettuce gives you the shits, because we've been through this with a guy way smarter than us. You don't want to add heat to that entire situation.
Then that
So-
whatever is on that lettuce is then going to seep into everything else in your sub. You're just not going to make it. Like, rest in peace.
It's funny. I did you know Subway's actually had a hot dog in Japan for many years now?
That makes sense.
The boys
For
watch
some reason,
a
I'm
lot.
not surprised by that.
The boys watch a lot of cooking YouTubers, and one of them was, "Hey, I'm going to go to Japan and try different fast foods." And this video is like 2 years old, and they have a hot dog, and apparently it's very good. So I'm not
The
confident.
bread is probably better too, though.
Also that, but the cake bread kind of works with a hot dog because you have all this salty flavor from the hot dog. So there's sweet cake bread with the Italian seasonings. I feel like it would work. I'm not confident enough to try it on my road trip back to Northwestern Ontario this week. No. I'm the only driver because I'm glad she doesn't listen to the podcast, but I've got a funny story. Lacey, now that the kids are mostly self-sufficient, right? Like, we're going on 2 8-hour road trips basically for 2 days.
Yep.
The kids just kind of hang out in the back of the van. The boys play their video games. Maya has her tablet. We have the old entertainment screen. And Lacey says to me, she's like, maybe this year just do some edibles and sit in the back. Because I get car sick if I am doing anything other than driving. Like, if I'm on my phone, if I'm reading a book, I can't do it. So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to drive. You guys enjoy. So even with that, I don't think so I have to be the guy. So I can't be pooping my pants every 5 meters because if Lacey's in the back, enjoying herself, I can't be the guy that's got the shits because I happen to chance a dog. So maybe by the next episode, I will have been brave enough to try the sub dog, or maybe I will even try it tomorrow night. But on the road trip, I don't trust it. No. I have to go with the old classic.
It's not a thing I would eat while driving anyway. It's far too big.
But it's...
No one wants to eat a big wiener while they're driving.
Tiss.
There's buses for that. Come on. Gotcha.
And couches. Oh, fuck, Gass, you got me. I don't know if it's because we're recording a little later and I've had one more gin than I normally do. Holy shit. Okay, yes. All right, 3 wiener references and a bang bus reference. I swear to God, we're a football podcast. I swear to God.
Barely sometimes.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm back. We're good. We're good. Just don't sit on a black leather couch anytime soon. Or get in a taxi in Europe. You know those taxis. If you don't know those taxis, one of the 7 knows the taxis.
Yeah.
Kids always checks for their taxi license.
Yeah, no, I do not blame you for not wanting to attempt that on a road trip.
No,
not only from like the logistics of eating it, but just yes, obviously, Subway is a hard no-go for a variety of reasons while you are driving.
Yes, with its long reputation of people the poops as expressed in their mission statement.
Mm-hmm. I also know that this is catching on doing well because I've caught Cadence kind of just in the house saying sub dog.
see, that shows how little linear TV, especially like Max watches, because Max loves a good hot dog. Yeah, the kid loves hot dogs. He's like me, like the genetic clone.
Like realistically, even like they have vegan hot dogs for a reason. Like everyone loves hot dogs.
Connor doesn't.
Okay, well, everyone over
7 years. That kid doesn't like hot dogs.
Fair enough.
Maya,
especially most men I know enjoy hot dogs.
Yes. Well, especially during golf
even
season.
A lot of women I love hot dogs too. My mother-in-law loves a good hot dog.
I'm leaving that. I'm leaving it.
No, that's why I'm
leaving it. Oh boy! I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Your mother-in-law's a lovely lady, Joel Gasson.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of lovely ladies, the lady on the side of the Lucky Bastard bottles.
Mm-hmm. What about her?
Did I just? Okay, here we go. I was trying to transition out of any way of talking about your mother-in-law any further.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that went down a far different road than I think any of us ever expected. Even when we decided we were going to talk about the sub dogs before, I didn't know.
I hope nobody's listening to us for the first time on this one.
Oh, someone surely will. I'm sure this will be, for some reason, this will be the episode where we clearly pick up a new subscriber and they're selling like 300 downloads in a day. And I'm like, oh, that's a new subscriber because it's like not for one specific episode. So that's bound to happen this week now for sure.
That's 100%. If not, it's going to be 2 or 3 new subscribers, and it's just going to be a whole lot of wiener talk for the first 24 minutes.
The Riders, I don't know if they had hot dogs after the game or not, but they
you couldn't blame them. That's a great celebration food.
Great celebration food. Though they were in Ottawa, so I would have picked up a shawarma personally.
Oh yeah, no, good call.
So we will talk about their game against the Ottawa Red Blacks, and
we promise we will.
Their third win of the season. We'll look ahead a little bit as well to the Hamilton Ticats as well. But as always, John, for Lucky Bastard Distillers, what is in the glass this week?
Swung by the old showroom on 47th here in Saskatoon and got my bottle of gin. Thank you so much, Bryce, for the short notice, as I have been elbows deep in a yard work project here at the house that will be announced in the coming days. But, I went and got some gin, and Lacey has been onto these, peach, sparkling waters. And it's actually insane how well the gin pairs with these things.
Okay, cool.
Remember being a kid, and it's, movie day at school. And you get that, watered-down peach drink. That's, your treat. You get the tiny little styrofoam cup with the peach drink.
Yeah.
It tastes just like that, but it has fizz and pairs exceptionally well with Gambit Gin. So, teachers out there, if you have some extra peach drink, away you go. That is your special treat on movie day. And no beer. I already had one because we are recording a little later than usual, so it is simply a single fist episode. Although I have already single fisted. Holy crap!
Yeah, I was like, oh, where are we going with this one?
Boy! This is one of the only episodes, as much as I miss my Grammy, this is one of the episodes I'm like, oh my god, I'm glad she's not here to listen to this shit anymore.
Yeah. She knows, though. She still knows.
I know.
She knows. And weirdly, she's proud of you.
I know, somehow. She's proud of me for everything. That's what we love about her.
For me, I have what I've often called perhaps the most underrated beer that I always forget about. And that is the Blackbridge Wheat Burst. Picked up a Ryan pack over my 4-day weekend for Canada Day weekend. And pulled that one out of the fridge today. Just lovely citrusy, not too hoppy, but light and easy drinking.
And again, best bang for your buck is Blackbridge. They should never take that away.
No. Hopefully they don't. Riders gave a pretty good bang for their buck with their fans this week. Third win of the season. They beat the Ottawa Red Blacks 27-22. In a game that I'm going to say either team could have won. I don't think there was a scenario where you said, well, this team should have won and that team should have lost. You could make arguments for both teams winning and, frankly, both teams losing. And it was kind of the stereotypical Saskatchewan Roughriders game under Corey Mace. A bit of a slow start. They gear up, they get going in high gear for the second and third quarters, hold a comfortable lead, and then do nothing in the fourth quarter on offense and kind of let the Red Blacks hang around and slowly make a game of it until a big third down stop deep in their own territory to get the ball back and ice the game from there. This is one of those games where it's even after the game, I was like, okay, I'm writing pretty much the same piece again as I've done. I don't know how many times since Corey Mace became the head coach of this team. It is almost creepy how good they are at doing exactly what they did against the Ottawa Red Blacks.
It's like they're trying to prove every cliche wrong. Every cliche is you have to play a full 60, you have to get 110%, and this Riders era is just nah, fuck it, we'll figure it out, we'll play
they can't even get
half to 3/4 of the game. Get lots of man-on-man in the corners. Yes, there's lots.
I'm not even acknowledging that one.
I know you're not, and I didn't want to make myself crack. I was hoping I'd make you crack so I could breathe. But yes, they're going against every cliche about playing an entire football game, and that's been the Corey Mace era, and they keep getting away with it. It's like the Aaron Paul meme from Breaking Bad where he's shouting up at the sky. They can't keep getting away with it, but somehow they do. Yep. They looked like dog shit in the first quarter. They looked even worse, I would argue, in the fourth quarter. But the second and third, they just kind of went temporary Death Star mode. It's amazing to watch this team continue to pick up wins without ever playing a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, and I think like part of it speaks to the parity in the league, right? Like I think 1 through
that is
9,
a part of it.
even if you agree that the Ottawa, like everyone agrees right now, consensus number 9 team in the league is the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Right. Even though BC's record has them down there, which still blows me away.
But there's things going on there, but like everyone, I think will agree that the Red Blacks are currently the worst team in the league. But the gap between them and whoever you think is the best team in the league right now, be that Saskatchewan, Calgary, Montreal, whoever you think it is not that large. Like, we're talking about a few tweaks to the Ottawa Red Blacks, and they're suddenly in the conversation. Like, that's how difficult this league is this year, where it's like, okay, yeah, they're the worst team in the league, but they're still going to put up a fight, and this is still going to be a tough game to win. And I think that's a great spot where this league is at right now, because I think I was one of the people who picked it last week, because I think the spread, at least we had on 3downnation.com, was 5.5 points, and I was like, oh, Ottawa's going to cover that.
100%. Like,
I've seen this script enough. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm just going to pick every team to cover the spread against the Riders, unless the Riders happen to be underdogs.
well, and it was wild too, because they got through a game in Ottawa without a weather delay. It just seems like something happens in every game in Ottawa that just makes the game weird. Mm-hmm. And instead, this game's weird was just neither team looked that good or looked that bad.
No, they like both teams were kind of like okay. Like it wasn't
just okay is the best way to describe it.
Like I wouldn't describe it as a well played game by either team. Either team played like dog shit either, but like it's one of those games where it's like okay, it existed, it was fine, it was sort of watchable, but it wasn't like highly entertaining either. It was there, you know. It wasn't the worst game of the week. We know what that was. So.
That was Winnipeg Hamilton with with Justin Dunk pressing the 2 Canadian quarterback button. But
pretty much, yeah.
Thanks Dunk, appreciate that. But no, it was, and it's funny because it's one of those games that you look at and you almost could come up with a bunch of red flags for the Riders.
You could,
but it's so hard to put your finger on because like they were so good at some times, so bad at others that it just kind of averaged out. Like it very much felt like I feel like this point of the CFL season, teams are starting to bring it together, especially their defenses. They've got to play with each other. They've seen each other. You now have film on other teams. And
how short training camp is, it really takes about a month into the regular season for things to really kind of start to click.
Right, and it feels like defensively especially that things are starting to click across the league unless you're the Toronto Argonauts. And this just kind of felt like that game that, like, okay, both defenses started to click a little bit. Neither offense to me was great.
No.
I think Trevor.
Unsurprising because, Jake Mayer.
Again, I don't understand that. To me, if you put Drew Brown on this team, Drew Brown probably wins that game.
Might have, yeah.
I don't get why Ryan Dinwiddie hates Drew Brown. And as a Bomber fan, I'm glad that Drew Brown is back in Winnipeg. But Dinwiddie's insistence on sticking with Jake Mayer, who has shown now at 3 different stops, he's the definition of mid, as the kids these days would say, is costing this team wins, and they're 0-4 because of it. Because there wasn't a lot of inspiring play from both teams, and now Ottawa's 0-4 and Saskatchewan kind of a sleepy 3-1. But again, to me, if you're the Riders, I think you have to be happy because you beat Calgary, mm-hmm. who's kind of been a thorn in your side.
You were lucky to get Calgary before their entire defensive front was back.
Exactly.
That helped a lot. Because that team with that defensive line rolling is a very hard team to beat.
Oh, they're very scary. I mean, they still give up a lot of points. I mean, they still gave up 36 to Toronto. But
they let off the gas on defense because they knew their offense would score every single drive. So
there's also that. As the Riders prove that you can score a lot against Toronto even in the loss, right? Mm-hmm. But to me, this just had traditional Rider trap game written all over it. Like, I was fully expecting them to put up about 10 points, and just like I expected them to lose against... Had they won the
week before, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, I could see them losing this game, but losing the week before, to me, I'm like, they're going to win. It's not going to be pretty, but they're going to win, and that's what happened.
And it just seems like they go to Ottawa especially. Like, it used to be when this team would go to Montreal.
Yeah.
They just play like dog shit. No matter how good the Riders were or how bad the Owls were, they just played like dog shit in Montreal, and it seems like Ottawa has become that team. That even though they're winning games in Ottawa, it is just a boring-ass, sloppy, mismanaged game that I feel like they might not want to fully burn the tape of, but it was not good by any stretch of the imagination.
It was the closest to the burn the tape game they've had so far this year. I
Agreed.
think that's fair to say. I don't think it is either. I think there was some good in it. There was some bad in it. A lot of it, I think, came from the play of Trevor Harris, which, funny enough, that week before that, we were talking about how he's playing the best football of his career.
We cursed the shit out of him.
We got him good on that one.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
then
Trevor. Trevor, you seem like an outstanding human being. I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart for Fraser cursing you.
Yeah, so not Trevor Harris's best game. Things kind of struggled for him. 18 for 31, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Sort of middle of the road stats for a quarterback these days. Nothing really stood out as like an outstanding play. But
Except for one.
What I did like to see was in the second half, late in the game, things weren't going really their way. It was 1st and 10. The play was breaking down around him, and we actually, for the first time this year, we saw Trevor Harris take off and run. And not only did he run, he ran and then he dove head first to take the contact to try to get that first down. He came up a yard short. They picked up the first down after that, and I don't think anything really came of the drive much after that, but it was still one of those moments where I was like, okay, yeah, this guy is not having his night, but that was one of those gamer moments we need to see from Trevor Harris, and we got to see it in sort of that moment. You maybe don't necessarily want to see it in a game against Ottawa so early in the season, but it's there, and you still know that it's in there for Trevor Harris, which is a positive sign for the rest of the season.
Which again, and I know I'm going to get roasted, but the Tom Brady comparison's there again. Right? Watching a lot of Tom Brady football, Tom Brady, when he had nothing else, he needed to run. Nobody expects it to happen, so it's almost an automatic first down when it does happen.
They've been running the, they've been hinting at the handoff fake for 2 years with him. Like, every so often, he hands off to A.J. Ouellette or hands off to whoever, and you see him kind of jog around the other way, like he's going to pull it. He has never done it. But
until this moment in Ottawa.
Yeah, that wasn't that game. This was a complete. This was the pass play. The whole thing broke down around him. Whatever. He took off and ran. But we're all just kind of waiting for that one time because they've been teasing this thing for 2 years. Like, he just kind of jogs away, and like one of these times he should actually pull that football because no one's going to see it coming.
Well, and I feel like that's something that you put on tape for the entire season, and then pull it in a massive moment when you need it.
And
right?
We've been waiting for it for 2 years.
And you know what's going to happen? The West Final, Joel, it's going to happen. He's going to pull it. He's going to run off he's going to burn off a 14-yard run for a massive first down like he's Darian Durant back in 2013. So
maybe
it was nice to see the legs get chugging for as much as we say old quarterback, the guy that is our age. It just pains me to say it. But seeing Trevor run, especially on a night that the arm's not working. Right? It just, I don't know if that was good Ottawa defense or just sloppy play by Saskatchewan, but it was not a pretty night. And I think, too, I think, like, Ottawa did a really good job of taking away Keon Schaefer-Baker that entire night. They targeted, Trevor Harris likes to throw the ball around. If you can take away one of his favorite guys, it seems to throw him off a little bit, right? Like, he finds a new favorite guy, which he did with Keyshawn Johnson, but they took away Keon, and it seemed to make him a little uncomfortable. And you can see that in the passing numbers and the fact that he actually had to run for a first down. So, am I concerned long-term about Trevor Harris? Absolutely not. But it was very encouraging to see a guy that knows that he needs to do what he needs to do to try to get a win for this team.
Mm-hmm. And then the sort of, I think, other interesting thing to come out of the game was Stone Cold Tommy Stevens.
Oh, God, I love that.
Coming in on the final drive. Okay, the first down, he's out there. I'm like, because if he picks up like 1 or 2 yards, that doesn't work well. That looks really bad because all of a sudden you really need to get going. But he does okay, and then this kind of snowballs from it. It's like it's often, especially in those scenarios, if you can get that first down, it tends to roll from there, and that's what we saw in that moment. So it worked out exactly as Corey Mason and Mark Mueller had planned. But I think in theory it's super strong because Tommy Stevens can't throw the football worth shit. We know that. But he can run.
Until he can.
No, he can't. And he can run. And he runs very well. And he's a big body that's hard to take down. And A.J. Ouellette wasn't available in that game. And as much as I like Connolly, and I'm really starting to like him, and I think he could be a good lightning to A.J. Ouellette's thunder, that was a moment for A.J. Ouellette. So they substituted essentially Tommy Stevens, and it worked out perfectly.
Well, and if you bring in a quarterback that can run, it was the same thing Winnipeg did for years with Chris Trevler. Like, at least Chris Trevler could kind of throw the ball, unlike Tommy Stevens.
Yeah.
The math just starts to math in your favor. Right? You got to think, every time a quarterback hands a ball off to a running back, that quarterback's essentially eliminated from the field. Mm. Like, Trevor Harris is not going to hand off to A.J. Ouellette and go throw a massive block on one of the linemen.
No, he's probably going to get in shit if he does it.
Exactly. Trevor Harris is going to hand off that ball and scoot as far away from contact as he possibly can. And that's what you want your quarterback doing. Now, when you basically say, and I was texting you about this, that if you basically say, okay, Tommy Stevens, you're out here for one job, and that is to run the football, you essentially have an extra man as a blocker.
Oh, you saw the running back was in front of him on every single play blocking.
That's exactly it. So now all of a sudden you're making the math work. Like, Tommy Stevens being a quarterback, you still have to respect him in the secondary, right? You can put as many guys down near the line of scrimmage, but it's not like you're putting the entire defense down near the line of scrimmage, because I'm hoping
he wasn't going to throw the football. Ottawa should have had everyone in the box.
But if you do it, like, I'm sure Tommy Stevens can throw a football to him.
You might as well go for it, because if you don't, you're going to lose the game anyway. So if he actually throws and beats you for a 80-yard touchdown, oh well, we tried.
Right? But that's the only option when Tommy Stevens comes in, right? Mm-hmm. And I love seeing it to ice the game.
Yeah.
I want to see more of this, especially with Trevor Harris's age throughout the season, right? Winnipeg did it with Chris Trevler. And everybody and their dog knew that, okay, Chris Trevler is probably running the football when he came in, minus the Grey Cup win. But when Trevler would come in, now all of a sudden everybody's a blocker. You still have to respect it in the secondary, and it's just the math starts to math for you. You have more big bodies in the line, so why hide it? Just say, okay, yeah, Stevens is in. We're gonna run. Try to beat us.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And
I loved it.
Yeah, and as someone who had the Red Blacks to cover a 5.5 point spread, I loved it perfectly because it kept the Riders at a 5-point win.
If we were gamblers, we'd both be all over it.
If I was gambling my picks this year, I'd be making some pretty good money this year.
Well, I was going to say, because I saw the CFL.ca, like, they put out their social media post, and, like, Nye and Constable and everybody there is just a oof. I've never pretended to be an analyst. Notice there's no John Fraser's picks section yet. No. Unless Coolbet wants to sponsor me and throw me some money, then absolutely, Matt Hall looking at you. I will 100% put up my CFL picks, and you can see just how bad at it I am.
I had a bad year last year, but that was a rarity for me. I feel like I tend to have a pretty good pulse on the league. The Riders will play the Hamilton Ticats this week. I don't remember what we have the spread at yet, but I did pick the Hamilton Ticats to cover it. I believe it was a small. I think it was fairly large, obviously because of the injury to Bo Levi Mitchell,
right.
which is fair. I believe it was over a touchdown.
It is. It's 8 points right now in the Riders' favor.
Which I'm like, yeah, the Hamilton will still find a way to cover that.
Well, of course, because the Riders only play, as we discussed, they only play about half a game.
Yeah. The interesting thing to me, there's a few things. We'll get into some other stuff later, but to me, the Hamilton Ticats have decided that they're going to start Jake Dolegala in this game. Which, I mean, we can get into whether, we believe Jake Dolegala is much of anything anymore, and it kind of feels like a weird choice, but, like, I'm not saying this because I think Trey Ford has this really great potential still in this league. I think we're starting to really see his flaws, understand that maybe his ceiling is a lot lower than we expected. Mm-hmm. But this is a guy who has literally beat the Ottawa Saskatchewan Roughriders with a worse team.
Yes.
Like, the Edmonton Elks that he run are far worse than the current Hamilton Ticats that he is with. If Scott Milanovich doesn't trust him to come into this game, in this environment, where he's won before, then they should just let him go. Because it is clear that Scott Milanovich likes a certain type of quarterback, and that's, Bo Levi Mitchell, Jake Dolegala. They've signed Jarrett Daggy now. These guys who are maybe not traditional pocket passers per se, but they fit that mold a little more than Trey Ford does, which is fine. If that's what you want, go for it. But why is Trey Ford even there then? If he's gone into this place and he's literally won a game, and we can go back to the end of last week against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers even, where, okay, he had a bit of a rough start, they benched him for a bit, they brought on Jake Dolegala, and they do a weird thing on a kickoff and they waste a whole bunch of time. So now they literally need a miracle play, which is Trey Ford's bread and butter. And you still have him on the bench for Jake Dolegala, who is not escaping a Winnipeg pass rush at that time. I'm sorry, he just is not. If anyone's going to pull a miracle out of their ass at that point, it's Trey Ford, because we've seen it, and he's still on the bench. So,
which blows me away as a guy that campaigned so much for Trey Ford to come to Saskatchewan. If you're not going to play him at quarterback, I think Brett Sinopoli him. Yeah, just make him a wide receiver at this point.
I think Mark Mueller's a little more open, a little more adventurous to create a very good package for Trey Ford.
Oh, 100%. He would have done.
I don't know if Mark Mueller necessarily has a quote-unquote system, and this is the way I do things. I think he is a coach who will adapt to what he has.
Well, I just look from a pure athleticism standpoint. Jake Dolegala has never impressed me.
I mean, he looked better than some of the other faces here at the time, but that was a very low bar.
Oh, certainly. An extremely low bar. But since then, put it this way, like Jake Dolegala has bounced around the league and done literally nothing. It's not like this is a guy that went and filled in for 3 games and like Jake Mayer did when Bo Levi Mitchell went down many years ago and showed anything. Jake Dolegala has shown nothing in this league. And he showed a bit in Saskatchewan, but has shown nothing since then. So, like, I just, the stubbornness of coaches makes me laugh. That you have a guy like Trey Ford that's obviously a fantastic athlete.
Yeah.
Is he a great quarterback? Probably not.
No.
Is he an incredible athlete? Yes. Go let that guy cook.
Like, did no one learn anything from the Baltimore Ravens? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that worked out stupid. Like, they haven't won a Super Bowl, but they've been in the mix. They completely reinvented their entire offense for Lamar Jackson. And I'm not saying that Trey Ford is Lamar Jackson, but we still, and JC Abbott has made this point on the 3 Down Nation podcast often, we have still yet to see Trey Ford in an offense legitimately built for what he does. It could still suck. He still might suck. We don't know, but he hasn't truly been given that chance.
Against Winnipeg, Trey Ford rushed 1 time. So you know exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to, the late stage of Michael Vick him, try to make him, or, Lamar, Donovan McNabb. Yes. Well, how about Donovan McNabb? Because same thing. Donovan McNabb, when he came into the league, or RG3 when he came to the NFL, they just they let him cook and then tried to make him something. And there's a reason that these guys flamed out of the league because of that. Just take, great coaches, and this is one thing I will always give Corey Mace credit for. Corey Mace is not putting Tommy Stevens out there to go and be a pocket passer. Hey, you can't throw a football to save your life. Go run the ball down their throat and go win the game, right? So, I think Saskatchewan covers I think this might be the game that we see Saskatchewan actually not fall off, because Dolegala is like nothing. He is the most vanilla of vanilla puddings you could ever meet in your life.
Well, now because we've said that, he's probably going to go off for like 300 yards and they're going to win.
Here comes his 400-yard hero game, and I'm going to look like an ass back in Ontario, so...
Yeah, at least we won't have to talk about it next week. The other interest, I guess, sort of note of this game is the Riders have a deal with Hot Wheels this week where they're calling it the Grand Prix game.
Oh, I saw the ads driving around the city
This
today.
is essentially their twist on this year's Family Day game, which, funny enough, happened to be the Hamilton Ticats last year as well.
Huh.
But that game was on a Saturday afternoon, I believe, at like 2 o'clock, and it sold out. Now, I believe the game's, probably going to flirt around with 30,000 on Sunday.
Which is still really good, considering nobody travels for sports anymore.
This is not an attendance conversation by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not.
And I already know that the answer is TSN, so, stop. But if you're going to do a Family Day
World
game
Cup
with, a very toy theme, why is the game at 5 o'clock?
Right.
Why isn't this game at 2 in the afternoon?
On a Sunday. And, the day that universally, even us degenerates in the car sales industry get Sundays off. This screams, if you want people to drive to the games... 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can leave at a reasonable time from just about anywhere in the province, and you can get there, watch the game, and come home at a reasonable time with 3 Western pizzas in your passenger seat. So,
not that you've ever done that.
Oh, never. That's why I'm not allowed to take any vehicles. I can't take any vehicles that aren't mine to Regina. I can't take a lot vehicle because it always smells like Western pizza. In fact, my mother-in-law did a dealer trade for us, and I sent her with a cooler bag to Regina so she can smuggle home some Western pizza and not stink up somebody's brand new vehicle. But I would have loved to see it at 2, also selfishly because I am driving 8 hours to Winnipeg that day, and I'd love to listen to the sultry baritone of Dave Thomas.